Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm excited to have you here tonight. And it's Thursday night. We've got an amazing end of the month happening, but we're going to take a few minutes and share some information with you, as well as any guests or brand new team members that are a part of what we're doing here. And just kind of fill you in on what's happening, what we're doing, what's happening in our lives, what's happening with a lot of other people's lives. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mike Patello. I'm here in my home office in Bradenton, Florida. And, over the last few weeks, I've shared a few times that we're launching something big. I think that, it's this feeling that I get that optimism is just surging. I feel like common sense is making a comeback and we're ready to do something great. I was talking to a friend of mine up in Tallahassee, Florida. My daughter's going to be going and spending a week and being a Senate page. And we were talking about the American dream. And, he was talking about his role in Florida and doing things and how he's just seen the American dream and people dreaming again and entrepreneurship and people wanting to get out there and do something great. And also the camaraderie of helping other people. And, Tiffany and I, my wife, we've been entrepreneurs for we've been married for 22 years. We've been entrepreneurs for 22 years. And we're just like you. We've got a couple kids. Rocco is 10, Sophia is 16. And we've been working hard all this time to live the American dream. Now I know we got some friends from Canada watching, so it's the same thing in Canada, right? You want to live the Canadian dream. If you live in the UK, you want to live the UK dream. At the end of the day, the dream is this: to have enough money and time to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. And I think that allows you to open a lot more doors. And I think I like to add one checkbox to that definition of the American dream. And I think people are ready to dream about having a healthier lifestyle. I think Americans are ready to be healthy again, or maybe in some cases for the first time. Here's what I'll tell you. I'm going to take a few minutes this evening. We've got the product. Timing could not be better. The American market, the Canadian market, the European market are literally virtually untouched. And, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with some great companies and products over the years, but I've seen from the inside, from the outside, and learned that you can have the best leadership, best marketing, best strategy, but if it's not put together in the right way, you don't necessarily hit your true potential. I can tell you we've got the pieces of the puzzle and we've created something I think is very fun. We're going to talk about a cruise towards the end of this that many people have already qualified for, a free trip, 6-day cruise, something shareable, something very simple to understand and get the concept of. But here's what I want you to feel very comfortable with. At the end of this Zoom, if this isn't for you, no worries. We'll still be friends because our approach is really simple. I've been trying to figure out, like, how could I sum up where I'm at in life, where we feel like people are at in America. And I think it's this: stability is the new sexy. Stability is the new sexy. And, startups, they fail 96% of the time. When they work, it's awesome. But do you really want to risk having to be one of the 4%? And, what we looked at, we thought, is there a way that we can have that excitement of a startup, but have the stability that's really sexy to a lot of people? So we actually partnered with a 28-year-old international company that's already created over $200 million in international sales just last year. They've invested over $25 million in product research. And I'm talking American ingredients, American manufacturing. I think, like, if I had to sum it up, like, made in the USA, it's making a massive comeback. Patents, proven studies, no BS. And we're going to talk about tonight a little information about what I believe is the most researched scientific product to ever hit direct sales. And it's also something that's making a difference in people's lives very, very quickly. If I can have the slides bring up, I want to kind of walk you through a very short presentation and ask you a couple questions. You can be interactive if you'd like in the chat, or just think about it. right? Sometimes just kind of processing this on your own and then thinking, is there somebody else that I can relate to that could relate to this information that I could share it with, and then we'll provide with this replay, and you can share it as well. But let's go to the next slide. And let me walk you through a couple things that I think are important and that you may be able to relate with. You know, if you're like me, I used to wake up exhausted after I got my full night's sleep because I thought I was sleeping well. But what I didn't realize is that I was getting up 3 or 4 times a night. I was getting distracted, by, every little noise. I wasn't in a good deep sleep. And I would be in bed for 6 hours, 7 hours, even 8 hours at sometimes. But when I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a nap, right? And I couldn't focus, I couldn't think clearly as I was constantly getting run down. And candidly, I gained a lot of weight. I wasn't gaining muscle, and I started getting the gray hair and aging a little too fast. And I think a lot of people can probably relate to that because we don't realize that it's happening until all of a sudden, bam, it just kind of hits us right in the face. Let's go to the next slide, please. So what I realized is that my body is under attack. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how many products I replace in my home, I can get rid of the soap and put in non-toxic soap. I can get rid of the detergent and the cleaners and all the stuff. It's all great things. But I don't live in a bubble, right? From the moment I get up till the moment I go to bed, I'm going to be exposed, and hate to tell you, but you're exposed too, just on a daily basis, of upwards of 700,000 toxins every single day. Toxins in our food, toxins in our water, toxins in our air. I mean, when I wake up, first thing a lot of people do, they grab their cell phone, right? You don't realize how many toxins are right here that you touch all day long. And then you go to the car and you touch that, you pick up your kids, you never know what they're bringing into it. You go to Chick-fil-A thinking you're getting some Christian chicken, then you read the ingredients and there's like 37 ingredients on the chicken breast. Like, how's that even possible? It's crazy what this world that we live in exposes us to. And then some of us, I know for years, I was taking all kinds of supplements trying to be healthy and using different products. And what I realized is when I started doing research, I'm like, you know what? It's going in and it's going out, and there's absolutely no efficacy to it whatsoever. It's like you hear a lot about fake news. I call them fake supplements. And then you think about the plastics, the pesticides, the preservatives that are wreaking havoc on our system. We're under attack. It's just the way that the world is right now. And if we go to the next slide, the interesting thing is, um, I think I thought I deserved better. I think I do deserve better. But what I really know is I know my family deserves better. I got a 10-year-old little dude named Rocco, great kid, under the weather today. Not feeling 100%, but I'll talk about that in a second, which is kind of interesting story. I'll tell you a little bit about this product that's what I believe is it's the world's only patented glutathione precursor of its kind, and what it's done for my kids. But like I want them to start young, and when they get to my age, and I'm not old, I'm 47, but I've lived a pretty wild life. I've been all over the world. I've traveled all over the world. We've done business all over the world. We vacationed. We've met people, and it's been a little bit of a crazy life. Because it's go go go, and you're exposed to all these things. But I'm like, I know I deserve better. I want better, but more importantly than that, I wanted my family. I wanted my kids. I wanted my wife, and you think about just yourself. If you have kids that are in sports, I know I used to go to my kids' practices, and I can be candid with you. I would fall asleep in the chair watching practice. I'd be so exhausted. And now I got more energy that, I can stay up for those late night talks. My daughter and I, we're going up on Sunday, and we'll be up in Tallahassee, and she's going to be a Senate page, which is kind of cool. She's interested in politics and law and all this stuff. So she's going to go up there and basically be a glorified assistant for a week. So she's going to learn what the real world's like a little bit. But what I can't wait is it's daddy daughter for a week and those late night talks and, going out for dinner and then, ice cream. And I'm going to spoil her rotten. There's no question about that. But I'm going to have enough energy. I'm going to have the oomph to be able to stay up to be present. And I think so many times parents aren't able to do that anymore. And it's not your fault. It's the environment around us. We deserve to have disease resistant immune systems, but the fact is we don't. I watched a thing earlier. I posted it on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram account, and it was a gentleman who has done nothing but study on how we can eliminate the virus out of our system. And it's interesting because he said it remains for years. And you think about a disease resistant immune system would push that out or repel that, but most people don't have that. They're immune compromised. So we're going to talk about tonight. And when I think about the kids, oh my gosh, I mean, my son plays on his iPad and they FaceTime with their little friends, and but their brains, they just aren't focused unless you pull those away because they're just helplessly tied to these electronics. But there's actually things that can help their health if you just make one step. And we're going to show you one step tonight. Go to the next slide, please, on how to really take control back of your health. And if you go to the next slide, I'm going to kind of walk you through this, but I got a question. This is an interesting question because a lot of people, they've never heard of glutathione, right? Most people haven't, but I think they should. So my question to you is, have you ever heard of glutathione? That's actually a great question to ask people. You can walk up to people and simply say, ever heard of glutathione? I bet 8 out of 10 people say no, right? And that's an opening for you to share something that could absolutely change their life. You got to ask the questions and then you get the answers. If you go to the next slide, you'll see that most people have never heard about it, but they should, because your body can't live without it. Here's the interesting thing about glutathione. I've shared this before, and I continue to find it very intriguing. And that is, glutathione is present in every single cell of your body, right? And you think, okay, well, how many cells do I have? I got 2 arms, 2 legs, like 2 ears. I got 5 cells. How many cells do I have? You have an amount of cells that's unfathomable, right? It's like over 30 trillion cells. You can't even, I can't even think how many that is. But at the end of the day, here was the way that it helped me think about how important glutathione was. So glutathione, if you think about your body, we've all heard the statement that our body is mostly made up of water, right? So the way that I picture that, and I know it's not accurate, but it helps me understand a little bit the significance of glutathione. So if most of my body is made up of water, then I think about that's a lot. Like most of my body is like filled with water. Well, that's the most substance in your body. Well, the second largest, most substance, it's in every cell of your body, it's glutathione. So you think about all through your body is glutathione. And here's the interesting thing. If you think about a magnet, and as you have all these toxins and cells going through your body, and I found some interesting things as we researched this company Immunotec, but you have oxidative cells, cells that have been oxidized, stress cells, you've got cancer cells. Everybody has all these cells in our body. Doesn't mean that they're bad yet, right? But the problem is a lot of times they turn bad. And what glutathione does, it's your immune system's secret weapon. So in other words, like I simplify it, more glutathione equals stronger immunity, faster recovery times. And here's the interesting thing. So I mentioned my little boy. He was feeling great last night. I don't know kind of what happened, but I'm sorry, feeling great yesterday morning. By yesterday afternoon, he was a little worn down, and we went and grabbed dinner, and you could just kind of tell when your kid doesn't feel well. Um, and mine is when he doesn't eat, 'cause he's a eater, and he wasn't hungry. We went to a sushi restaurant, and he just wasn't really hungry. We're like, okay, what's going on? So we got home, we gave him the product we're going to talk about tonight, and he woke up this morning. He goes, I'm just not feeling 100%. So I gave him the product again. And throughout the day, he started feeling a little bit better. And what's interesting is that this evening he came in, he goes, Dad, I'm just not hungry still. I'm just not feeling so well. And I gave it to him again. And probably an hour later, he came back in. He said, Hey, do you have any more steak? And I just say that doesn't mean a whole lot. But what I know is that his body is fighting off the sickness, right? There's a ton of kids out when they came back from spring break. We had spring break last week. This was the first week of school back in. Ton of kids were out of class when they came back. So when you think about, your immune system, you don't realize that your immune system controls everything. It controls how you perform. It controls everything. I was talking to a friend. He's I won't name the name of the NFL team, but he's a strength coach for NFL team. And in my mind, a strength coach for an NFL team, a national football team, like their job, right, is to crank weights, is to get big, is to have the defensive line, the offensive line, to have everybody in tip-top shape. And he told me, he goes, that's not my job at all. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, my job is very simple. And that is make sure the players don't get sick. And I'm like, at first it just went right over my head. I didn't get it. It didn't make sense. I'm like, what do you mean not get sick? And and then when he started explaining it to me, it made a whole lot of sense. He said, Mike, every time you get sick, you can't perform at your highest capacity. Your body doesn't let you. Now, we've seen extraordinary performances when athletes are sick. I think about Michael Jordan, right? Doesn't mean you can't perform. It means you can't perform at your peak, at your best, right? So they know when a professional athlete, especially football, when they get sick, they're not going to quite run as fast. They're not going to throw as fast. They're not going to be able to block. They're not going to be as sharp. So it's an interesting thing when you think about it, whether it's NFL players, whether it's my 10-year-old, more glutathione in your body equals stronger immune system. And I talked earlier about all these cells that we have in our body, right? Glutathione, it flushes out the toxins before they can do damage to your body. So I want you to think about this. Glutathione is a sticky substance. So you think about all of this substance through your body and every cell, the number two largest thing in your body. What's interesting about glutathione as we continue to research this is that it's almost like a magnet, right? So it's sticky, but I want you to think of a magnet because all of us know what a magnet is. So let's just say we have all these cells in our body. Well, a big portion of our cells are bad. They're compromised. They're oxidized. They could have, disease components. They could have all kinds of bad stuff, toxins all through them, right? That's why we do get sick. That's why we age, right? When I'm saying a bad cell, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's this horrible disease. It just may be the aging. It could be a million different things that it's dealing with. All the exposures, the toxins that we're dealing with on a daily basis. But picture this magnet, right? If you have this massive magnet inside your body and it's going around and it's grabbing all of the bad cells, it only grabs the bad ones. It's kind of crazy. It's just the way glutathione works. It sticks to the bad cells and it holds them together so it can pull them out of your body before it does damage. But here's the interesting thing. If that's the case, which it is, I'm just repeating things that are already documented and studied. But you'd probably want the biggest, strongest magnet you could find, right? See, the problem is, even though this is our number one detoxifier, most of us don't have a big, strong magnet of glutathione in our body. We have small magnet because we decrease over time. We're going to talk about that. And that's it's an interesting thing. And when that happens, your energy goes down. But see, glutathione's your energy multiplier. If it can get to the right cells, it supercharges your cells, makes you just feel naturally good. And it's your body's master antioxidant. It's critical to good health, anti-aging. The reason we put it in this order, idea, I think glutathione's the best idea in health that I've ever heard. So if we go to the next slide, that's the great thing about glutathione. But as we'll show you, here's the bad news. It's crashing, right? Your big magnet that you want that's going through your body and grabbing all these cells is a little bitty magnet, right? At age 40, your glutathione levels can drop 35, 40, 50%. So like I'm looking at it for myself at 47, I'm going, oh my gosh, I want this big, strong magnet going through my body, grabbing all this bad stuff and pushing it out. The problem is it got cut in half at age 40. By the age 70, it's 70% lower than when you were young. So when you think about the decline in glutathione levels, and then you look at the studies, like again, nothing I'm going to tell you tonight is opinion. I'm not going to share a lot of stories with you. I'm going to share a lot of facts with you, and hopefully it'll resonate with you. But all chronic diseases, all, they're linked to lower glutathione levels. So it weakens your immune system when you don't have high glutathione levels. It increases inflammation when you don't have high glutathione levels. So if we go to the next slide, you have to know that it's dropping. But what we got to do is we got to stop the drop, right? People from all over the US are starting to see during our beta launch, they got to stop the drop. There's a way to stop the drop. The problem is like, how the heck do I stop the drop? Well, some people think they can eat their way to build glutathione. It's not going to happen. There's some things out there that people say, oh, this food or that food increases your glutathione. The problem is if you ate the perfect diet every single day, you would not build near enough glutathione in your body naturally to actually defend it to all of the toxins and all of the free radicals and all of the things in your body that are causing you harm. You just can't do it. Some people supplement it. You see these liposomal glutathione. You see liquid glutathione. You see capsules of glutathione. They're not bad. There's just absolutely zero research. If they tell you there's research, tell them to show it to you on the actual papers, not their company letterhead. There's no research that says that actually makes your body make glutathione. What it does is they give you glutathione, your body uses it real quick, and then it's over, right? It's like a sugar high almost. You think about it, right? If I eat a candy bar, I get a little sugar. If I drink a soda, I get the caffeine. I use it, it's out, it's over. My body doesn't start manufacturing it again naturally. And that's what has to happen to increase your levels. Some people, they inject it, right? I've done that. I would go get an IV and I get a glutathione push. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, it's like having a cup of coffee. Have the cup of coffee. I feel good for a couple hours. I'm using that caffeine up and then it's out of my body. The only way that you're going to increase your glutathione naturally, to boost your own glutathione, to turn on the switch inside your own body, is to biohack it. If we go to the next slide, we're going to show you a product that it is the world's only, the most researched, patented glutathione precursor of its kind. And it's so unique and it's so different that you can almost get caught up too much in like, oh my gosh, this is such a big deal, and you want to learn everything about it. What I've found with this product is that here's what I know. I call it the body shot because when you take it, we actually send everybody that takes it one of these cups, and you just put about this much liquid into it. That's it. Cold liquid, orange juice, water, whatever is your preference. And then you shake it up and you only have about that much liquid. So it's like a shot. So I call it the body shot, but it is the world leader in patented glutathione research. But see, the reason ours is different is that our product that you see here, Immunocal, there's no glutathione in it. What our product does, it delivers bonded cysteine. Now, I don't want to get technical, but cysteine is an amino acid, okay? Cysteine is great. A lot of people take cysteine. The problem is when you take cysteine, if you just take cysteine, it goes through your digestive system into your gut and it can't make it through. It gets dissolved, for lack of a better term. But when you bond the cysteine, which is our secret sauce, we're the only ones in the world that have the patents on it that can do it. Nobody's knocked us off. We're 28 years in the business. We're 45 years in research. It bonds, which means it kind of holds together, holds all the cysteine together. So when you take it, it goes through your body and it makes it all the way to the cells. So that bonding protects the ingredients. And it's this special process to keep the protein safe. So it can get to your cells. If we go to the next slide, I'll show you the three versions that we have to turn on the switch to make your body actually start producing glutathione on its own. And it's real simple. All you do is you take this cup like I talked about. I call it the body shot. You put some cold liquid in it, and you take, this is the original, the blue, you put it in, you shake it up for about 15 seconds. So you mix it, you shake it, and you shoot it. And you take it down, and that's it. Once a day. It's extraordinary. I mentioned, my son earlier. This is the product that my son takes. This is the original. We've got so many studies. We got 79 patents, 92 published studies. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But this product, if you want to start with something to build your own glutathione naturally, remember, there's no glutathione in this product. This is not glutathione. Products that have glutathione in the product that you actually supplement, they just don't work long term or to make your body make its own. And that's what you need to combat all these different things. So this is the original. Kids can take this. My 10-year-old takes it. We've done studies of 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds that we're going to talk about that had autism that used this, that saw tremendous results. And what we actually do, if you go to the next slide, I'll show the boosters as well. But like my kids, I have a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old, they take the blue and we mix in our booster, which is a organic greens and reds product. And you simply just, in that liquid, you put them both in, you shake it up, you shoot it. That's all you got to do for the day. Great for kids, great for starters. My wife's 90-year-old grandma can take it. My 10-year-old can take it. Everybody in between, an amazing product. If you look at the platinum version, you use the same cup. This is what my wife takes. It has fantastic minerals in it. It's great for hormonal support. And a lot of women love this product because a lot of women are mineral deficient. But, again, just like the blue, my wife mixes our organic greens with it every single day, same amount of liquid, put it in, shake it up, shoot it, you're done for the day. If you look at the black and the orange, that's the combination that I take every day. The black is the Immunocal Sport. Now, what's the difference of it? Well, it's the blue version, but it also has a nitric oxide booster. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with nitric oxide, but the number one selling product in the world that focuses on nitric oxide is Viagra. We all know what that does. And when I look at Immunocal Sport, the nitric oxides boosters, they definitely help in that area. So men, if you're paying attention, it definitely helps in that area. But it also, when you Google nitric oxide, you can see the heart health, the circulation, and all the other benefits that comes with it. So every single day, again, same cup, mix it, shake it, shoot it. That's all you're doing one time a day. And you're giving your body this natural, undenatured whey protein isolate that triggers your natural NRF2 catalyst. Now, what is an NRF2 catalyst? Well, it's interesting. It actually, that's the switch, for lack of a better term, the on button. If you're looking on your phone, you got that on and off button. You can swipe. The NRF2 catalyst is the on button to activate to make your body make its own glutathione. So what we do from a business perspective, we know a lot of people, they want to go out and they want to share this product with others. We actually pay you 20% when you share this product with customers. Maybe you're posting on Instagram. Maybe you're going to the gym and sharing with somebody. Maybe you got a friend that owns a day spa. Whatever it may be, anyone who shares this product, and we set you up with a full website as part of your membership, we pay you 20% off all your personal customers. And then those that want to share it with others and build a team, we have a lot of other team commissions as well. We're going to talk just a couple minutes before we end about how to put $1,600 into your pocket very quickly by just referring a few customers and a few consultants. So if we go to the next slide, that's the product, but I want to talk about a little bit where it comes from and what it's backed by. So Immunotec is the name of the company, and it stands for immunity from technology, right? When you're building immunity, you've got to use technology today to do things to biohack your body to good health. There's a song or a lyric of a song. I don't know the name of it, but we've heard it. And it says, I got 99 problems, but something ain't one. I like to think about, you can have 99 problems unless health is one, and then you only have one problem, right? You can have 99 problems, you can have 99,000 problems. But if health becomes one, you only have one problem. And that's why we put the money and the time and the energy and the effort into the research. We put in $25 million into product research of this product, right? We've really invested money in patents, and we've seen the growth. Our technology that we've invested in for you to share this with other people, our mobile app. I was sitting at my bar today in my house with a brand new silver. She lives here locally, and we had her come by. She had some questions on the compensation plan. We're like, yeah, come over, let's talk. And we were able to use the mobile app and show her exactly what to do step by step on how to build her business. And it takes a lot of money to build those things, but we invested $6 million to help you do that. So we are the number one leader in glutathione supplement research. And I think what you find, if you go to the next slide, we prove that, and we back that up with our studies, right? We've done 92 published studies on our product, right? On our product here, on the platinum, on the sport, 92 published studies. Now, let me call out other companies right now real quick. I've been in direct sales for 25 years now. I dropped out of university because I saw an infomercial on TV. And other companies, they say that their products clinically tested. They say there's research. They say there's studies. And the fact is, they may show you a paper, and they may say it was studied in a lab. And my thing is this: if you launch a product and you simply show me a paper and says there's clinical studies behind it, that means it's white labeled. I hate to bust people's bubble, but that's the reality of the world. They didn't go and actually develop a product. They found a manufacturer. He already had something put together with an ingredient. He put it in a product that could be for weight loss, could be for skincare, could be for laundry detergent. It doesn't matter. But they simply just introduced a product into their company, and they go sell it, and they show you something that's in it that has some studies behind it. Listen, green tea is good for you too, but just because you put green tea in a product doesn't make the product clinically tested to work. When I tell you we have clinically studied, rigorously tested, 100% patented our product, these are facts. 275 researchers, 169 institutions, 79 patents, 92 published studies on our actual product. Now, what is a published study? If we go to the next slide, so this is just a handful of things that we have done studies on with this product, with real humans, real placebo. In other words, half the group gets the real product, half the group gets placebo, right? So placebo could be sugar pill, could be a lot of different things, but it means that if we're testing someone with liver disease, half the group gets our product, half the group doesn't. We track the results, right? We have kids that have autism. We've done this recently, 3 to 5 years old. They're just going to tell you the very truth because they really don't know. They're not going to lie to you, right? They're going to tell you what they're really feeling, and you can see it, and the parents can see it. So some of the group gets the product, some of the group doesn't get the product. You track it. It's human studies, double blind with placebo. And you can see so many things here, from asthma to cancer research to COVID-19 to Parkinson's, brain protection, like traumatic brain injuries. We've done studies in all these things and published 92 studies. We have dozens more things that are not on the screen. Anything on lupus, you'd have to look at we've got a 100-page document, Willa, and you can go on to it. The person that invited you on here, or if you're already a pro with us, you can get that in your mobile app. It's it's really cool. It actually, I don't have it with me right here, but I'm gonna see if I can't pull it up while I'm talking. But you go and you can go through this study right here. It looks like this, and you can scroll, and there's 100 pages, and 92 studies are in here. And what's cool about it is that this right here, I'm just going to randomly scroll and let's see where it stops, right? It's like the Price is Right reel. So this is medical supervision for cancer patients, healthy lifestyle, improves post-operative rehabilitation. And it walks you through an abstract and it walks you through the doctor's comments. These are short versions of the long studies. So, you can look through here and see if lupus is in here. I'm familiar enough with lupus, but I'm not familiar with, is it autoimmune? Is it something else? I don't know what category lupus is in, but you're more than welcome to get that document. You can look through it and you'll be pretty amazed. Here's what I'll tell you. All chronic diseases are linked to low glutathione levels. It's just a fact, right? So if lupus is a chronic disease, I would recommend you look for ways to increase your glutathione levels. And our research just makes a difference. I've heard so many stories over the last, just a few weeks that we've been sharing. I've noticed personally from taking the product. It's been about 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, could have been 8 months. I've lost track of time, but I've noticed my triglycerides get in normal range. I've noticed my liver function, and this is all from blood work. I track everything in my body. I'm a little obsessed with it, and it's been pretty remarkable to see the changes without changing anything else. So when you look at our research, no one has this in direct sales. So if you go to the next slide, you look at timing, you look at how we manufacture our products. We really have a level of quality that was designed for like professionals, professional athletes, but it's made affordable for me, for you, for other people. And we do have 100 professional athletes, 3 professional teams. They all take our product. Not one person is paid money to take it, by the way. They take it because it's the best. And when you look at Olympians, I think we had 6 gold medalists in the Paris Olympics just recently. Um, it's pretty remarkable. We sponsor. When I say we sponsor, we provide the product to three. Actually, we just added a 4, so that is outdated, to 4 soccer teams. And what's extraordinary is that we don't pay them money. We provide the product. They take it. They tell us if they like it. And every single one that we've started with, they still want it because they're seeing amazing recovery. They're not seeing their athletes sick. And that means they can perform better. That means that they win more. That means they earn more money and they win championships. So if we go to the next slide, I can just tell you that there hasn't been, in my opinion, a better time company with the way America is really investing to make America healthy again. And that's not a political statement. Some people like to make it that, but I just think it's a mentality of Americans right now. Americans the world went through, obviously, in 2020, just this crazy pandemic, right? And I think it woke up a lot of people to go, wait a second, this can happen anytime. I better start taking care of myself. I better be not compromised, right? Because the people that got affected big time during that were the ones that were already compromised. So people are wanting to really be more healthy. They're wanting to make their lives healthy again. I know it woke me up and my wife up to really look and go, what are we giving to our kids? What foods are they eating? What drinks are they drinking? Somebody told me, oh, my kids can drink Gatorade. It's no problem. We drank it as a kid. We drank the name Gatorade as a kid, but when you line them up side by side, I can tell you the Gatorade that I drink had about 3 or 4 ingredients. The Gatorade that my kid was drinking has about 34 ingredients, right? It's a different world that we live in today. And I think timing couldn't be better. US, Canada, we're in the beta launch. We just added UK, Germany, Italy, France is just a matter of a few weeks old. So we are laying the foundation of this beta launch throughout the world, but with a real focus in the US and Canada. What's kind of crazy is this company 28 years ago was started in Canada, came into the US, but exploded into Mexico and Spanish speaking markets around South America, Central America, Spain, and then into Portugal. And it really grew there dramatically. So we're kind of coming home and bringing it back and beta launching this into the market. You think about it. We've got the world's only patented glutathione precursor of its kind. We've got 100 studies on life-changing benefits. We've already proven the market. The market is proven. US and Canada, it's untouched. So as we come to the conclusion here and we kind of walk you through our last little bit, if we go to the next slide, what's interesting to me is that when people look at how to get started, they go, okay, what pack do I need? And I was looking and looking at these body shots and how many body shots you can make and put them into the hands of other people. You can choose here. We've got 3 different pro packs that you can choose from if you're a guest, if you're kind of looking at this, or if you're wanting to upgrade from customer. You can get started from $199 up to $1549. The differences are very simple. You get a much better deal on your products the higher package. That sweet spot is that silver shortcut for people to be able to take advantage of a fantastic deal. They have plenty of product to put into the marketplace, to make some body shots for people, for them to experience it themselves. I see Rhonda. She said, I feel amazing. I got crazy energy just 1 month. I can tell you this, in one day, in one shot, you take this right here, or you put the orange energy into the platinum, you put the orange energy into the blue, you will not only see the taste and what it feels like to take a product that just activates in your body, but you're going to feel extraordinary in minutes. And you can see down here, you get another product. It's called Sunray, and it's a bio-identical vitamin D product to what's already in your body. I always pronounce the name wrong. It's called palicidol or something like that. That's the bioidentical form, but it only comes with 4 individualized package tablets. And what's interesting about it is that you only take it once a week. I say take your Sunray on Sunday. It's easy to remember, but you get enough in one little capsule to take it all week, to not have to take it again all week. It gives you enough for your body. So that comes in there. And then we actually recently launched a kids vitamin with omegas and multivitamin called WIM. So you have to check that out as well if you haven't. But I recommend you pick your pack. This is our USA packages. If we go to our next slide, you'll see the Canadian packages, very, very similar. Our friends up in Canada, we have 2 distribution centers, one on one side of the country, one on the other. We have flat rate shipping. Our products get to you within 3 to 5 days. I don't think you'll find another company that's investing the time, energy, effort, money, and staff into Canada like we are, because we know that we have so many relationships and friends in Canada, and this product is making a huge difference for them. So let's go to the next slide. And I just want to kind of share with you one last thing before I share with you the cruise and close, and that is how to put money in your pocket fast, right? Step 1, you pick your pack. Step 2, you've got to start sharing this with people, right? You share the body shot, that Immunotec with people. You're looking for 3 customers, right? You're looking for 3 personal customers. And then step 3, you really want to go out and start making some significant profits. So you introduce 3 pros, 3 consultants that want to do what you do, that want to go out and get 3 customers. When you do that in your first full month, and by the way, when I say first full month, that simply means, so if you started today, March 27th, you've got the rest of March and then all of April. Somebody says, well, what if I started March 3rd? Well, you'd have the rest of March and then all of April. So you get a little more time if you start earlier in the month for this particular promotion. And what it allows you to do is simply gather 3 customers, 3 consultants, and help them just get those 3 customers. And when you do that, you hit a rank, what we call silver. And silver is simply enough points with this group of people, 3 personal customers, 3 personal consultants, 9 other customers with those 3 consultants. That's what, 12 customers, 3 consultants. When they purchase our Body Shop bundle, which is simply, a month's supply of the blue, month's supply of the green, and month's supply of the Sunray right here, that actually qualifies you at a rank, what we call silver. It's just a recognition rank. But when you do that, and then they just simply reorder, they just use the product. Let's say your business doesn't even grow the 2nd month and the 3rd month, you just maintain, you're going to earn $1,629 minimum. By hitting that rank and just maintaining it. If you grow, obviously you're going to make more money. But I think it's the fastest way for you to put over $1,000 profit into your pocket with the least amount of effort and sales. And if we go to the next slide, that's what appeals to a lot of people, is that they can make cash fast. And we've seen that happen with so many people. And because they're making cash fast, we're reinvesting back into them because we want them to recharge. And we've rented this entire cruise ship for October 5th through 11th, 6 nights. We're going to leave out of Panama City, Panama, hit Aruba, Curacao, Cartagena, and it's going to be filled with Immunotec pros. This entire ship is only everybody you run into. You're not going to have to say, oh, you say where you're from, but you don't have to say what do you do because you already know what they do. So when you look at this ship, there's going to be a couple thousand people that are going to be enjoying this, and it absolutely could be you. Next slide, please. So as we end tonight, what I want you to think about is real simple. Timing is everything. I was asking somebody, and I was just trying to think like, okay, why us, right? Why Immunotec right now? And it really boiled down to we've got 92 studies, 79 patents, 100% solid product. It's 100% proven over 28 years. Why now? Market. You look at the US, Canada, UK, Europe, we're going into markets and focusing in markets that have, almost 10 out of 10 people that you ask, they've never heard of Immunotec, they've never heard of Immunocal. Maybe a few have heard about glutathione itself because it's becoming a little more relevant to people because it's so important in the body, but they don't know how to increase it. And we're the only answer. So, I tell people, get started with us as a customer. You get 25% off to subscribe and save. You get some free product, and you get extraordinary clean label ingredients. If you want to get started as a pro, you can pick that pack in the US and Canada and, maybe go on a cruise with us. And you say, well, is it too late? No, you've got till July to qualify. Just somebody here locally that my wife and I met with. They got started with somebody in, I believe it was Tennessee. They're almost in the process of earning the cruise already in just a matter of weeks. So it is a pretty exciting time to be a part of something that's really has that mentality of a startup, but the stability that's so sexy of a 28-year-old company. So if you're a guest with us, get back with the person who invited you on this Zoom. I appreciate you taking 50 minutes of your Thursday evening. If you've been with us, I recommend three things tonight. Number one, get guest on next week. I'll be coming from live from Tallahassee, Florida, probably in a hotel room. Number two, make sure that you have your auto ship set up for 500 points, right? That's qualifying points. It's not near $500. It could be like 150 bucks. But set that up and you're going to get a free box of WIMS. I would recommend this kids vitamin. You have multiple boxes on hand because it's so easy to sample with people. I'll show you this before we end. It comes, now this is broken up because I use it as a display, but you get 30 of these little blister packs and they just simply peel off like this, and you take it and then you just pop out this extraordinary tropical non-sugar product. Take it, kids take it. It's amazing. They love the flavor. They love the taste. There's absolutely no fishy taste whatsoever. There's no sugar. There's no dyes. There's no junk. And kids are already getting tremendous results from it. So I recommend you set up that auto ship and get that product in your house, and make sure you have a couple extra boxes, because when you sample that or sell that locally, it's going to go quick and there's going to be a lot of people that want it. So I appreciate you being with us tonight. The last thing I'll leave you with is this. I said there was three things. That was two. The third one is there's 4 days left in the month. Push, right? Absolutely push yourself, push your team to reach new height, right? You look back here, somebody saw this on a Zoom earlier today, and they they actually posted a comment. They go, I can't believe that speaker, me, has failure all behind him. And I thought, when I read it, I kind of laughed to myself because I thought that's where I want my failure, behind me, right? I want my success in front of me. But what they don't see, because I block it, not intentionally, it's just blocked because of where I sit. It says failure, but then it says it only takes one yes for success. And I've experienced that in my own life. And I would recommend that you say yes to your business, yes to yourself, yes to your team, and you go all in the next 4 days. So thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you soon.